There is one thing stronger than all the armies in the world put together, and that is an idea whose time has come. Idea perhaps is the most dangerous and most powerful of all the weapons. Hello and a very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching the special presentation of Sansad TV on the journey of startups. India has the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or even otherwise, this is your destination. As we script the novel success stories of unicorns, mid and small level startups, analyze the roadblocks and give wings to your dreams of becoming a job giver and not being a job seeker. So today, let's hear the story of startup Ezerx and its founder, Partha Pratim. For most of us, scared of hospital visits that mean needles, painful tests and drawing blood. Say goodbye to pain now and heave a sigh of relief. Thanks to Bhubaneswar-based startup Ezerx and its unique made in India non-invasive device that allows you to get your blood test done at an affordable price and in record time, and all without having to draw a single drop of blood. The startup has developed non-invasive portable device which can detect blood glucose, anemia and predict kidney, liver and lung problems instantly. The founders aim to develop and manufacture innovative non-invasive medical devices and solutions that make screening hassle-free and enable regular checkups for early detection of problems so that further treatment can take place and bridge the gap between diagnosis and treatment. Partha, welcome to Sansad TV and thank you so much for joining us. You've flown from Odisha to join us in the studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so this is India's first company. Of course, your idea has been patented to make non-invasive devices for checking hemoglobin and other diseases related to liver, lung and kidney.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you think of that idea?
So basically, I am from lower middle class family and the rural part of Bengal. So I saw the problem in the society, and you know, in India, 2 out of every 3 women are anemic. In my family also, my mom and aunts are they are anemic, and due to the anemia, my mom got the cardiac issues in very early days. And that's the common story in India, and India is an anemic country. So I thought like we should do something where we can put forward and we can do something to eradicate anemia from India. So that's the thought process to start with. So after my graduation, I did around 11 years in the corporate job. So in the last 4-5 years, I worked for the healthcare analytics companies. And my last job was in Grant Thornton, and I worked in Singapore. So due to some research, I identified to detecting anemia in non-invasive procedure is possible. And not only anemia, we can detect couple of other parameters in non-invasive manner. And if we can do that, like it will create a large, it will solve the large problem in the bottom of the pyramid. So in India, like we have the primary health center, community health center and others, but you know, people are more on the curative approach. They are believe on the curative approach, not the preventive approach. So if we identify somebody in a very early days, then this disease can be, this issue can be resolved. The patient cannot move to the primary to secondary and the tertiary care. So we can reduce the health, expenses, and we can save many lives. So like in the healthcare analytics, when we identify like anemia can be detected through non-invasive manner. So then in the Anganwadis, in the ASA worker levels, for the pregnant women, for the illiterate women. So if we can remove anemia from India, so then our health will be improved and India will be a very prosperous country in terms of the health.
So healthcare in India is of course of paramount importance, or anywhere in the world, and developing this kind of a device and finding a market for it and actually thinking of the business model. So you quit your job and then thought of doing this business. What was the business model that you worked on?
Yeah, so like after quitting my job from Singapore and started this venture in India in 2018, so after that I got the first prize in Tata Social Enterprise Challenge. So in 2019, so I got the award and I got the prize money of 2.5 lakhs. So I was very happy. I thought, okay, let's start with. But the problem was, after building the product, we realized like India is a country where the paying capacity is very less. And the product we are focusing on completely on the public health. So where the primary customer of the government and CSR. And if the non-invasive product coming to the market and we are just putting this product to the hospital and the doctor's clinic, then basically we are cutting business for the pathologists. So that's the initial thought. So then we thought, okay, we have to make something which is very, very cost effective. So less than 10 rupees if people are paying, then it's a right cost for India. So then we got several awards and recognitions. So we got grants from various government organizations like DBT BIRAC, DST, Ministry of Electronics and Telecom, and we got a lot of investment from Indian Oil. So they put around 1.5 crore in our company. So that's a huge investment came, and then we put our effort towards the R&D. Our initial device was 5 kilo device, and this device carrying to the primary health center is very, very difficult. But due to this Indian Oil support and MATI's fund, so we transformed the complete product to just like the 300 gram product. So it's very, very small product, very portable, battery operated. So this product can be can use in the doorstep. So the primary healthcare, so the ASA worker, the ANM and GNMs can use this product. But after that we realize, see, we are not cutting the business for pathologists. Basically, we are creating the business for pathologists. If I am identifying somebody have anemia, somebody have liver, kidney, lungs, or the diabetes, then these are the business I am creating for the pathology basically. So right now our business model is, it's a subscription based business model. So we are charging less than 10 rupees for detecting anemia and less than 35 rupees to detecting anemia and predicting liver, kidney, lungs and the diabetes issues in non-invasive manner.
But finding market for medical devices, that's a tough task, and especially establishing the credibility of the product. So how did market validation come through for you?
Yeah, so it's very difficult. I think it's a very difficult stage for a company like who is working for the medical devices. Me and my co-founders, we are not from the medical background, so it's a very tough job for us. We never know like what is the stage to get the clinical trial approval and how the market regulatory, we get the medical regulatory approval and all. So and it's a first kind of a device in India where our medical regulatory body says it's a new device for us. So we did the clinical trials. So right now I'm very happy to share you that like our accuracy for hemoglobin is plus minus 1 gram per deciliter. So if your let's say somebody's hemoglobin is showing as 14 in the blood test, so our value is coming from let's say 13 to in between 15. So it's less than 10%. For hemoglobin we are pretty good, but for bilirubin, creatinine and the glucose level we are working on it, and we are in a stage to showing only the range, like somebody is normal, somebody is abnormal and all. And after several stage of clinical trials in various hospitals, we submitted this report to CDSCO. Then CDSCO approved the product, and we done the validation through various private hospital, government hospital, and I'm really thankful to Government of Odisha. So NHM Odisha give us the product for a clinical trial to Capital Hospital, is a state the hospital for Odisha. So they done the trial, and they also come with a result like this device can be useful as a screening device. And last 6 months we deployed more than 500 devices across India, and I'm very happy to share that like most of the devices using by the ANMs, ASA workers who are going to the rural villagers and collecting the data.
Nice.
Now our device completed ISO, our device ISO 13485 compliant, and we completed IEC 60601 and IEC 60601-2. Now we are working for the European CE and US FDA approval.
So Partha, as you told me that Indian Oil has invested heavily in your company. What about other investors? How did you get them to say yes to your product?
Yeah, so like I work for a couple of companies in abroad. So when I start the company, I feel it's very easy to raise the investment. But when I create the company, started this journey, I realized for medical device, raising investment is not so easy task if the innovation is completely a frugal innovation or it's completely a disruption in the market. Because the medical device, people have many questions in regards to the accuracy, the repeatability and all. So I'm really thankful to Government of India. So my first grant I received from DST, Department of Science and Technology. I am a Nidhi Prayasi grantee, and then I got another grant from DBT BIRAC. It's a big grant and around 50 lakhs. So then I received a gold award from Infosys Foundation. Madam Sudha Murthy gave me 25 lakhs rupees. And then METI we got around 35 lakhs. So all this money came, and then another point is the confidence. So we are working in a product which is completely new, and we are going to disrupt into the market. So getting initial team members and motivate them to work in this product is very, very difficult, because we are not a company who is giving a huge salary and others benefit. And we are from the eastern part of the country, so Bhubaneswar and all, you get a quality resources, and giving the right salary is a very, very tough job. So we entirely manage through these grants. Then we make our first MVP, and then it's validated through a first private hospital. Then we raise our initial investment of around 1.25 crore. Again, out of 1.25 crore, half of investment came from the DBT. And then in the last year, just 3 months back, we raised an investment from a family office of Mankind Pharma, and we exited the money we raised in the first round. So my initial investor got around 3 to 3.5 times in less than a year time. So now we are in a stage where we are just deployed around 500 devices, working for the other innovation, and we are trying to reach to the market. So we have to spend in the marketing, sales, R&D and other aspects. So probably in the next 6 months, we are going to raise another couple of million funds.
All right, so raising millions and giving the investors 3.5 times. Let's also find out what your investors have to say about your startup. Listen in.
When I saw Ezerx device for the first time, since then I had a strong belief that device like Ezerx will change people approach towards healthcare in India. Today, high cost of tests and other inconveniences make people ignore their health concern. It is very important that more and more people should know about this device.
Ezerx is I can say it is a revolution. I urge all the B2B organization, it may be community, government or local bodies to be part of this Ezerx revolution.
I'm proud to be associated with Ezerx, a company which is catering to the global need of healthcare, which has come up with effective, affordable solutions, which can make a huge social impact, and at the same time, be a very, very successful commercial venture.
So finding this market for your product, venturing, and then actually finding investors, Government of India, state governments, this mustn't have been easy. What were the challenges? What were the roadblocks?
So the biggest roadblock is the clinical trial. So initially you build some product and you went to the hospital and say, yes, I want let's say 1,000 of your patient data. So it's a big challenge. The second is like getting resources who are passionate about your deep technology. So we want somebody like who can come, who can put his 12 to 18 hours time in a day. Then you will face multiple failures, and then maybe after 50, 60 times you would get your devices working. So the biggest challenge was the clinical trial and the regulatory, and second largest, the biggest another problem is the getting resources, right resources who are passionate, who are believing in the technology and who believe, yes, this product can be successful. And the third is the funding. If somebody is, that's my feeling, is maybe right or wrong. If somebody is from non-IIT and non-IIM background, then raising investment is very tough. Really thankful to Government of India, or else our product cannot be come to the market. So like another largest roadblock is the investment. So you need a large amount of capital for a product development company, because you have to put a huge investment towards the R&D, and most of the cases the R&D may fail, so the money will completely lose. And then when the product is ready, you have to put into a working capital. Yeah. If you are not scaling the manufacturing, then the product cost should not come down, which is expecting to the market. Like if I am selling a product in less than 30-40,000, then India will accept the product in terms of the public health. Because we are selling the product to the government, to the CSR, to the hospital, to the the doctor's clinic. So they don't want a product which is in the much of let's say 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh. To reach this expected price point, so you have to scale up the manufacturing. So to do the scale up, you need a huge capital in the working capital. So that's the number 3, and number 4 is like in terms of the medical regulatory, most of the countries, like our device now deployed into the Mauritius, we deployed into Myanmar, we are closely working with some company in Dubai, but the largest roadblock is the regulatory. So like European CE and US FDA is mandatory to get the product roll out across the globe. And to get this certification, the cost is very, very high.
True.
Yeah. So these 4-5 problem I face, and we are from lower middle class family, and we saw like how my parents are, continuing their daily life. How my parents are struggling. How we we completed graduation, the job and all. So we are very, very habituated in this ecosystem to struggle. So we don't have any other problem in mind. But these four are the generic problem we have.
But Partha, with all that struggle, you've managed to cross that labyrinth. But of course, with the help of your team members and also with your co-founders, we also spoke to them. Listen in.
In our common practice, people often neglect their common health issues until late, due to some momentary or accessibility issues. If we can detect this problem at early stage, further it will reduce our suffering and expenses both.
We have deployed our product in 17 states and 112 organizations in India. And our key mission is to make preventive healthcare accessible and affordable for the common people in our society. Making sustainable development goal in mind, we are making sure that our product is accessible for the common people.
So an idea that started with your mother being anemic to a company worth multi-crore. What are the future plans? What's the strategy?
Now this year, this financial year 2020-23, we are targeting to close around top line of revenue around 100 crore. So this year we are going to close some of the good order from several state governments. Hence the product is very new, so we have to put a large amount of time towards the pilot to prove into the opposite side of the table, like yes, this product is good, it will support in your ecosystem. So this year we are going to close couple of the state government, and through your channel I will convey to the other state governments and the central government to to give us the opportunity to explore our product. And then we are focusing on other 3 geography, the GCC and the Southeast Asia, including India. In future we are working with couple of other interesting products. One product which is like the non-invasive device for newborn baby. Taking blood drop from adult is okay, but taking blood drop from a age of less than 3 days, 2 days, less than 30 days is very, very difficult. So we're working in a product which can give you the instant result of bilirubin and hemoglobin content of a neonates in less than a minute and without pricking the blood. And another kind of innovation we are working for is dental X-ray. So in India there is no such companies manufacturing the dental X-ray, and due to this analog X-ray they are exposing the high X-ray and which is prone to cancer. So we are trying to make a X-ray device, dental X-ray device, which is very, very cost effective, and all other dentists should use from across cities to the village.
All right, Partha, I can assure you that my channel is promoting startups like never before, like no one else. But before I wrap up the show, tell me, what is your message to the other budding entrepreneurs?
So I'll tell, like, be confident. So if the market is looking for some of the B colleges, good B schools, IITs, IIMs, but I can tell everybody can do. If your vision, your believing on the technology is right, then you can do that. So be self-confident. Started from some small validation, and I think they should reach to the government of India's various government programs so they can raise initial funds to make their product. So I can tell only one thing: be confident and focus in your goal.
All right, so be confident and of course remain focused. That's the biggest message that you're giving to other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But Partha, you joined us here in our studios. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Well, viewers, that's all I had for you in this edition of The Journey of Startups. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now.